In this video, we're going to build a wonderful walnut desk from 4 rough sawn pieces of lumber. So let's get to cracking. So my neighbor Nathan decided to build a desk. He decided he wanted some nice walnut. He shopped around for a while, looked at some slabs, and finally went to find some dry wood at a hardwood dealer here in Dallas. And realizing the cost of kiln dried FAS or first and second was rather expensive, he wanted some color and texture and figure, so he bought this common lumber. So our task is to mill it up. First thing we had to do was to build a sled to handle 6 feet of lumber. So we built a sled 7 foot long to be able to handle it. Got our pieces glued onto it, shimmed up, and planed one side. Now we're on to planing the other side smooth. So in this footage you can see us putting it through without the sled to get the opposite side nice and parallel. After we got all 4 of our boards flat and parallel on 2 of the surfaces, we moved on to getting the edges done. So without a joiner, we resorted to a saw and hand planes. So here we take a circular saw and use a piece of our plywood as a straight edge to rip the board straight. So we have a little bit of issue with drag on the table saw. So we decided we just need to wax it up a little bit to get it to go a lot smoother. So after a wax, helped it out, and we just continue on the cut. After one edge was straight, we put it on the table saw and cut the opposite edge straight. So here we are, Nathan and I are milling up some boards, and we've already planed down the sides, and we have this top board already edged on both sides that we did with the circular saw and the table saw. So now we have this second board down here that is still have rough edges. We're screwed the top plain side, parallel side top board to the other to use it as our edge guide so we can cut the edges of both of these. So let's do that now. So the top board has been milled. It's straight on both edges. So we screwed it to the bottom board and we run the top board up against the fence to cut the rough edge on the bottom board. Then we unscrew the top board from the second board, and we take the second board over to the table saw, run the just cut edge up against the fence to cut the other edge nice and parallel. Here's the table. This is a dry fit clamp up after we planed all the boards in and got everything smooth on the edge and planed to match each edge. So now we're ready to put in dowel holes to help in the glue up. Here Nathan is applying a nice coat of glue on the edge and on the dowels. So we've already seeded those in, and they'll be ready to put in the clamps for our glue up and set. Because of the size and weight of these boards, we decided we'd do 2 boards at one time and then do the other side with the other 2 boards and then glue those 2 pieces together. That way, if we needed to do a little plain work on the edges, we could get that done in an easy enough fashion with just 2 boards. So here's Nathan working on getting the nice seam all planed down with my new Veritas 4.5 smoother that we bought just for this task. And so this is a wonderful piece of equipment. It is low in the cry factor. What that means in the cry factor, either you cry once when you buy it, or if you have a cheap tool, you cry every time you use it. It's better to buy the more expensive tool for a job well done. So after we had the 2 panels glued together to make 2 sets, we decided to glue those together. We used dowels to help reinforce keeping the joint straight, We clamped it up and we put parchment paper underneath the clamps.
Glue up. We got the seams dusted with walnut sawdust. And there we are, our full 5.5 feet.
Then a little planing just to get the surface nice and smooth and ready for finish. So now we're going to put a little slight chamfer on the bottom and on the top. So we have about a 1/4 inch 45-degree chamfer on the top edge of it. And then on the bottom we're going to do a 1/2 inch 45-degree chamfer all the way around to make it have a little lighter appearance on the edge. I do believe Nathan's starting to get the hang of this. He's starting to like it. You'll see how nice the table turned out. He's really turning into a woodworker.
Alright, so here is the walnut table that we just finished putting the edge on. And here's the proud owner, here's Nathan. And he's done a bulk of the work and I've just directed. So now we got to put some finish on it.
So we wiped it down with mineral spirits to see the color and the figure. Boy, what a fabulous looking desktop.
Here's the reveal. We got it upside down and the legs are screwed on. We're ready to crank it up.
We hope you liked our walnut desk build, and if you liked it or found something useful, might have learned something, be sure and give us a thumbs up. You want to see more of our project builds, consider subscribing down below. And as usual, come back and see us real soon.